for that lovely introduction, Barry. We are indeed No Pants Improv, presenting to you this evening our Jane Austen-inspired horror format. And we'd like for you to just let us know if you're watching a thing, a problem that might plague a aristocratic family of some kind. And while you're letting us know, we're very happy to be here on the High Wire channel. It's really a beautiful opportunity that's available. And we got a lovely suggestion here from all of you right away that the new church was named for a rival family. Of course, there's some dark reason why this might have come to pass. You'll find out as you tune in to No Pants Improv.
I said there was some interesting news out of town this morning.
What's that, darling?
Well, you see, I heard it from Mrs. Featherington that the church on the corner of the Townsley Hall estate is to be rechristened.
Well, it's certainly not the most prestigious church in town, so it does not bother me in the slightest.
Well, I
If they were
didn't.
to only travel a mile or so down the road to the church where, well, let's be fair, the church where I perform at, the church where I reveal unto my congregation the word of the Lord and thereby raise their souls to heaven, they would see that the church down the road is certainly no house worth being in.
It's but a humble parsonage in comparison to your
Certainly.
much more luxurious appointment. Mm-hmm. Still, it does sort of take away a bit from the majesty of this particular parsonage that there should be one so close in proximity that's named for the Uxton family.
They're truly naming it after the Uxtons.
Yes, apparently he's taken inheritance of the entire Townsley Hall and saw fit to do so, to name it after himself.
Indeed, I have had my suspicions of the Uxtons for quite a while now. I'm not sure they're even Christian.
They don't seem it now, do they? I mean, they're practically wild, the way they let their girls run around on horseback, side saddle.
Certainly no regard for propriety or the proper rearing of a child. And I cannot help but notice that though they have had a large head of cattle upon their estate for many years now, it seems as if those cattle go missing in the dead of night, accompanied by strange and haunting screams that spread across the moors.
Dear brother, you are so very observant. I have noted that myself. The thinning of their herd doesn't bode well for their dairy production.
Certainly not.
No.
I cannot believe that the older brother of that family even went to Oxford to study estate management, as all good older brothers do, leaving his younger brother to study in the ministry, even though he had much preferred to go into estate management. But I am certain that it's not a universal feature of such.
Oh, my dear brother, you can't be too jealous of old Teddy for being able to do what you so wish you could and manage our family.
It is a great honor and privilege to be able to spread the word of the Lord to my congregation, to my flock, of whom I will not lose a single member, as the Uxtons lose their cattle. I am good at what I do.
Well, I can't wait to see how you rise to this particular challenge.
Believe me, dear sister, rise I shall. And Teddy will have to admit that I am the better brother.
Yes, Philip, of course.
Daddy, I want to go riding again. Where are you?
Well, darling, I'm sure that won't be a problem at all. Why don't you just take one of the horses out for yourself? It should be no problem. Just ride about as you see fit. Perhaps you could call upon the Harringtons if you wish. I've been meaning to stop by and drop off a card now that we're having the church naming ceremony.
Oh, that sounds great, Daddy. I love that. And ride all by myself.
Yes, all by yourself. In fact, why don't you just drop off one of your own cards? I think that would be perfectly reasonable since you're going yourself.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm so excited. They're going to love it.
Yes, I can't see why that would be improper at all, darling. In fact, I think that it shouldn't be at all indulgent to just drop off a small gift of some kind, some sweets perhaps, and an invitation to the church renaming at Townley Hall. My dear, it is such a important event for our family as we look to move past all of what's been going on around the estate.
Oh, yes, Daddy. It's so important. And to move past and look past and like you say, never look back, right?
Yes, darling. Exactly. One must never look back at the past. It's the Uxton way. Always forward into the future.
Yes. Shield your eyes. Never surprise. I remember, Daddy.
Yes, we've taught you so well, darling. Well, off with you. Feel free to just ride about and distribute your card freely. I'm sure no one will mind.
Okay, I will, Daddy. I love you.
Love you as well. Oh, there rides my heart, my only daughter, so beloved. I can only hope that she's able to look forward past all of what has plagued us Uxtons throughout all of our history past. I'm but hoping in vain that renaming this church with our family name can somehow put an end to what's been happening at Townley Hall.
Why, Lord Uxton, what a lovely surprise it is to see you here. I just happened to be taking a turn and walked by your beautiful estate.
Mrs. Harrington, what a pleasure it is to see you.
I had so hoped you'd feel that way.
You're looking especially lovely this spring.
Quite marriageable, I should say, really, is what I'm looking. Quite marriageable and eligible and available to a widower such as yourself.
Yes, well, I did fully intend to stop by the Harrington estate. I was hoping I could invite all of you to the church renaming that's happening this Sunday.
Oh, the christening. Yes, I'd heard all about it. The town is quite aflutter with little gossip about that, but I had so hoped I'd get a personal invitation from you.
Might I offer you my card as personal?
So elegant. The script is sumptuous.
Thank you.
And how is your daughter Jane? Such a lovely girl, such a spirited girl.
Oh, very spirited. Why, she's taken beautifully to horseback riding, and her French and Italian studies are coming on impressively. Why, she nearly sounds Parisian sometimes as she the drawing room.
She must be in want of a mother, the poor thing, needing direction. She's coming upon marriageable age herself.
Oh, indeed. Why, I sometimes feel as a father that I don't know how to guide her through these things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
love her so much that sometimes I fear I may be a little indulgent.
Oh, if only there were a beautiful, strong-willed, well-heeled woman of certain virtue and good repute who lived but one estate over or so from your own home, who could step in and lend Jane some guidance in these matters.
I'm quite sure that I might know of such a well-heeled and virtuous woman.
I hope you do. Well, I'll leave you now. I don't mean to intrude, but I do hope to see you soon. If not at the christening, then elsewhere.
Perhaps, if I may offer you another personal invitation, if I could invite you to Townley Hall for a friendly game of whist.
Oh, that would be lovely. I shall bring my brother, you know, the pastor,
Yes.
Philip, Reverend Philip.
Yes, I'd love that. I've been meaning to speak with him.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your kind invitation. Good day.
I don't think I've ever met a more virtuous woman.
So, this is Townsley Hall, eh? Site of the new church being named after someone else, drawing members away from my congregation to worship here instead. It's not all that.
Well, Philip, I see you without trouble. It's really quite excellent. You know, you really might love our collection of Bibles. They're really very nice. We try and keep a few of them in the library at any given time. They always seem to go missing for some reason at odd hours of the day. You never find one when you want one, of course.
Well, I do feel honestly that you should take better care of your books. However, if you would like any sort of help that I could offer in maintaining your estate, in maintaining this church, I imagine that you might need it. I, of course, have several years of experience being the reverend at my own church, only a mile or so down the road.
Yes, well, I didn't mean to intrude upon your already thriving congregation. It's, if I may...
Certainly not. The Lord is infinite, and so must his worship be.
Indeed. Reverend, I called you here to the library to make a confession.
I am not that sort of reverend. Well, I don't have a confession booth with me at the moment.
No, no.
We'd have to go over into the corner over there.
I think you've misunderstood me briefly. Reverend Harrington, I need to make a confession about the curse of the Uxtons.
Curse? What are you speaking of, man? Explain yourself.
You see, it's been something that's plagued my ancestors here at Townley Hall for as long as I can remember. My father and my grandfather and his father before him. Strange cattle mutilations, cries at night, Bibles going missing all throughout the house. It's as though we can never keep one here. And I'm afraid no one at Townley Hall has been able to prosper. You know about my brother Stephen and his untimely demise.
I've heard of it, yes. Terrible thing that happened to that man. I didn't know horses could be upside down for that long.
Yes, and I'm sure you heard about my first wife, Cassandra.
Didn't know that floods could be so localized to a 10 by 10 square foot area.
Yes, it is really quite unfortunate. And you see, I've only renamed the church, Philip, because I'm afraid. I'm terribly, terribly afraid of what could be going on here at Townley Hall. And I'm hoping that maybe by getting some sort of consecrated ground here on the estate, that the curse could be broken.
You've come to the right man, Mr. Uxton. I am very experienced in matters of the spirit, and I believe that my congregation, its spiritual energy, and the energy of my church just a few miles up the road with a vastly larger congregation
Yes.
will certainly be able to aid you in this matter. I
Yes,
don't believe we've been entirely formally introduced. What is your first name, Mr. Uxton?
Theodore, though you may call me Teddy. I prefer to be more relaxed.
Wonderful first name. My own older brother is named just the same.
Oh.
Yes, Teddy Harrington, the famous lawyer, lives in Bath, draws an exorbitant salary, very accomplished, very successful. Here I am in the country. No matter. I will certainly help you with any endeavor which you request my aid in.
Yes. Yes,
Now,
of course.
I've noticed that not all of the Bibles on the shelf have gone missing, although the ones that remain do seem to be oozing a certain black fluid from underneath them. Let us retire to the drawing room and see what spiritual mysteries we can uncover.
Yes, I'll leave Perkins to clean up the blackened fluid. Thank you.
Hold on, bloody? Oh, that's what that is. Oh my.
Jane, Bob, I'm sorry. How kind of you to escort me to Townley Hall.
Yeah, I don't know why you want to go here. It's quite ugly, if you ask me.
Well, Bob, I'll be quite honest with you, as we've always been very direct with each other. I mean to marry that Lord Uxton.
What?
Yes.
Haven't you heard the stories of that fool?
Yes, I have. I've heard all the stories, and I am drawn to their curse, like a moth to a flame.
What? Like a moth to a flame? You've got to be kidding me. He's disgusting.
Why have you such strong feelings against Lord Uxton?
Oh, goodness, woman, you don't know about what happened to the Lurkins.
Please, elucidate.
Oh, well, let me tell you, I was gifted. My family was gifted a Bible, you see. Try to get smarter with God, they said. Next thing you know, the house is full of a black, disgusting liquid, burnt holes in the floor, and possessed the children.
And it was an Uxton Bible?
Yes, it was. Had their names signed on it and said, in good faith.
Perfect. I mean, how extraordinary and strange. But surely the family is innocent, can't be truly cursed. Such things are only children's tales.
Whoa, that's not true. It said, in good faith, love the cursed family, and I hope all your family is cursed forever.
Wow, it seems like an extraordinary gift for your family to receive such a thing from the Uxtons. What had they done, pray tell, to provoke such biblical exchange?
Oh, I don't know. I just know that I don't like the black liquid burning holes in things and possessing children.
Well, that seems most reasonable to me, of course. Though, perhaps you'll change your mind after we sup with the Uxtons. Again, now that I know your history, I'm so appreciative that you would be willing to accompany me to Townley Hall, given that my brother was called ahead of time.
Oh, yes, I'm very much looking forward to this visit, I am.
How interesting that you've brought a hunting implement with you. Are you planning to gut game after dinner?
Yes, kill rabbits, that's all, just rabbits. Just little rabbits.
What an interesting man of action you are, Mr. Bob Luxton. So pleased again that you could be my companion on this trip.
Much obliged.
Yes, well, as you can see, Philip, this is the blue drawing room. And I believe
Teddy, it's I, your loving Cassandra,
No.
your dearest Cassie. Teddy, help me, I'm in pain.
Cassie!
Teddy, you must
Teddy.
help me.
Cassie, no! Where are
Teddy, who
you?
are you speaking to?
Can't you hear that sound? The sound of my
Talking about?
sweet Cassandra crying out as though she were trapped somewhere, trapped within the walls of this estate.
Teddy,
Get a hold
I'm
of
in
yourself,
pain.
man.
It hurts. It hurts.
No, Cassandra, I'm
Burning.
Ruthie, help me restrain this man. He's going feral.
How extraordinary. He didn't even greet me to say hello.
And he's just run out of the room. Incredibly rude.
So rude. Well, it doesn't look as good as I thought it did. To marry Mr. Lord Uxton. But I did bring...
Thinking of what?
I was thinking of marrying him. That way both the parsonages would be really in our name.
Ah. Well, I mean, of course, whatever is the Lord's will is what will happen, for the Lord provides, and we are but his humble servants.
Oh.
However, if the Lord were to provide an opportunity for both parsonages to fall into the hands of the Harrington family, I believe that that would be well within the bounds of a positive
Well,
outcome.
Philip, there's a tradition that's passed down among the ladies of the Harrington house that helps us ensure that our family remains... well, I wouldn't worry anyway, is what I mean to say. That
Do tell me, what is the tradition? I honestly never listened to a word that Mother said.
Well, my darling brother, I don't mean to alarm you, but if you were to close your eyes for but a moment.
All right.
I have my ceremonial costume. You see, you may open them. You see, my brother...
Begone, devil!
No?
Who?
No?
Get thee behind me, Satan.
I am but a mere worshipper of Satan, and I...
That's
like
not
all
better. That's
brother,
very much not better.
All Harrington women have for centuries been tasked with the job of cursing Townley Hall and effecting evil and bloody torments here to badger the Uxton family until one day it is that we Harringtons should take over and make this hall our own.
That's what Mother was doing all those nights when she was in the basement emitting those blood-curdling screams.
Yes, correct. Well, she was ululating. She was summoning demons and cursing families and most often kidnapping young maidens for whom maybe one Uxton or another had fallen in love.
I am all confliction. I've dedicated my life to the worship of what is good and light, but to discover that we also have a family history of darkness.
Yes.
Feeling faint.
Most vile.
I must retire to our own home.
Did I hear someone summon a demon?
Oh, hello. Hello, demon. I was wondering...
today.
Well, I'm concerned in that I heard the whispered voices of a lady love, Cassandra, coming through the walls, and I wanted to ask if you could please silence her, for she is a romantic rival of my own.
Okay, well, certainly I'll go through the walls. I was just in the walls just a moment ago.
Ah, how convenient. How lovely. Well, here's a treat for you. Thank you, little demon. See? Easy. No thing.
We live in the same house. You just do that all the time, and I haven't noticed until now.
Indeed, brother, you are often quite absorbed in your liturgical studies, I'm afraid.
Well, they did praise my single-mindedness at seminary. Well, bloody-mindedness was what they said specifically, but it's not God-fearing language.
It's a wonder you never noticed that each time you set hand on a Bible, it immediately begins to turn to fire and crisp in your hand.
I just thought that was what they did.
Yeah.
Sort of the standard feature of Bibles.
Well, anyway, I've got a host to devil and then fall in love with, hopefully, and then marry, but we'll see. Otherwise, there's a murderer on the loose, so something will happen to Teddy.
I shall certainly need to consult with my good friend, Bob Larkin.
Yes, the murderer.
He's always been a good friend to me. He will help me sort out this moral quandary.
Wonderful.
Quite frank, I must go.
Okay.
Cassandra, darling, I've come to the ballroom like you requested.
Teddy,
Yes.
Teddy, I'm in pain. The burning.
Darling, please, tell me what could be going on. I've missed you so much since your untimely end in the floods.
Teddy, there's something I must tell you.
Please.
It is most important.
Yes.
It is about the floods.
Oh, yes.
I did not die in the floods. It was... Oh, no.
Yes. Darling,
It was...
say it again.
No. It was
Oh.
murder. It was murder, most unkind.
Oh, darling.
Teddy, you must revenge me, or
Yes.
I shall be destined to walk the halls of Uxton Hall for the rest of my days and your days and all the days.
Yes, darling.
Revenge me, Teddy.
But speak of who I must revenge myself upon, and I will do so with our family sword.
Follow the garden, Teddy. Follow the garden.
Anything for you, my love. To the garden, then. To the garden for revenge.
But a moment to think. How could I have dedicated my life to one thing while the opposite was under my nose? Should I follow in my family's footsteps, or should I strike out on my own path? Bob.
Ever are you talking about?
Bob, you've always been a kind and dear friend to me. I need your aid in this moment more than ever.
I'll think about it.
Bob, my family is engaged in dark dealings, satanic dealings, worship of devils, summoning of demons, killing of cattle and slaughtering of children, burning of Bibles. I mean, I've also burned a few Bibles by accident. I just thought that was how Bibles worked, but now I'm sort of suspecting it's a demon thing.
I have just the right thing for this.
I surrender? Or are you giving me the knife?
I'm showing you the knife, you fool. I'm going to use it.
Of course, yes.
The demons and the bad Bibles.
My God. Not to use the name of the Lord in vain. Yes, you're right. Yes. Killing the demon worshippers is the only way out of this.
It's the only way. You'll have to point me in the right direction, though, because I've had a bit too much today.
Bob, good friend, you know that when you're incredibly drunk is when I trust you the most.
All right, which direction, then?
The house just up the hill. That's the Uxton house. That's where the demon worshippers are all congregating. Teddy Uxton, his daughter, and my sister.
All right. I'm going to guess there's some black Bibles there too, eh?
Sort of leaking blood all over the place. Very gross. Not the sort of thing that Bibles normally do, which is, in my experience, burst into flame.
All right, I'll put on my non-slip shoes then.
Ah, Teddy!
Philip, I didn't expect to see you in the garden. I must tell you, I have heard the voice of my dear departed bride, Cassandra, telling me that I must come to the garden to free my family of its curse. And I found you, dear friend, a man of God who could come and help against whatever demonic thing might be afflicting.
Teddy, of course I can help you.
Oh,
Times the darkest, the Lord provides. And Teddy, I am so very sorry that your soul is not meant for this world. You were too dark. You were too tainted. I hope that in the world beyond, you shall finally be free.
No, no.
All right, gotta go then.
No, no.
Stabbing my own brother, that felt really good.
Reverend Philip Harrington, this is I, the ghost of Cassandra, and now I shall be joined my beloved Teddy. We shall never rest until you lie dark, dark in the depths of hell.
I know exorcisms, ghost. Lucy.
Yes. You did well, brother. Very well.
I know, but there's a greater task ahead of me.
Yes, my brother. Yes.
Lucy, our family has been consorting with demons for decades.
Yes, indeed. Yes, absolutely.
For generations. This line of Bible burning and summoning demons. It's got to come to an end.
What? But that's where we derive all of our power and our good looks and fortune.
I am aware. But no man can hold power if that man's power comes from evil. Lucy, I am sorry, but as your brother, I must destroy you.
No, brother, no, please. Demon, help me. No. Ah. You will pay for this, brother.
Daddy? Daddy?
Jane.
Oh.
Jane Axton, I am sorry. I am so sorry. But the body of your brother lies dead at your feet. You could only look down.
What's come? Oh, my God.
The body of your father, I mean, I'm getting confused. It's very faint. Lots of
I
blood.
can't tell. He's so butchered. I can't even tell who it is. Oh, my God. Oh, why?
To lift the curse from both of our families. I'm sorry, Jane, but it must be this way. And now there is only but one member of a cursed family who has not yet been slain. For it is always said that a priest in possession of the power of the Lord must also be in want of a murder. Goodbye. I shall not want.
Brother, meet me in hell.
And that's our show, everyone. The Terrible Show and Story of Townley Hall. Yes, thank you, foul demon. Much appreciated. But this is our exploration of the Jane Austen genre and horror. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching High Wire's season 5. We're very, very excited to be a part of it.